NASA scientists warn asteroid strikes may increase threefold. NASA data reveals Earth is being bombarded by a spate of potentially apocalyptic asteroid strikes. Deep space is a dangerous place with deadly radiation doses, freezing temperatures, and unimaginable pressures. And even Earth is not totally immune from extraterrestrial peril because exceptional circumstances see our planet pummeled by space rocks. Now data released at U.S. space agency NASA, the asteroid impact rate is actually increasing, they say. Although extremely rare, asteroid strikes hold the potential to polarize the planet. In just a geologic blink of an eye, most of life on Earth, including the dinosaurs, went extinct 66 million years ago because of the Yucatan Peninsula asteroid impact. The cause of this was the mass extinction event known as the KT impact, was most likely a massive asteroid impact. And researchers now believe asteroids are slamming into Earth at almost 3 times the rate as when dinosaurs roamed the Earth. One of the scientists involved in the study has exclusively explained how they calculated the collision increase. Dr. Jernan, associate professor in Earth Science at Southampton University, said the Moon is our nearest neighbor, so it gets hit by the same population of asteroids. For that reason, it provides a neat archive of impacts, as it is unlike the Earth, which is affected by erosion and plate tectonics that disturb impact craters. We were able to use the samples collected by NASA astronauts during the Apollo missions to date some of the craters, and we were able to use this data set to calibrate a new technique of dating craters using measurements taken on board NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. The idea is that collision blast produces lots of big rocks, and over billions of year timescales, these rocks break down after being bombarded by many macro meteorites. Small ones. And additionally, they heat up by day and cool down by night, stressing the rock and breaking them up. This allowed researchers to discover a link between rock abundance and the age. Dr. Jernan outlines how our solar system's asteroid belt is the most likely explanation for the threefold strike increase pummeling the Earth and its moon. He said, in the asteroid belt, fitting somewhere between Mars and Jupiter, some of the space rocks sometimes collide. The breakup of one or more asteroids with potential generate lots of fragments which over time can nudge towards the Earth. Over time, these rocks get bombarded by sunlight, and there's a process which re-emits this energy and basically gives these fragments a tiny nudge, which can then send them on a collision path towards our Earth. It's a bit like a rising tide. You have a lot of material coming out of the asteroid belt at one point. Dr. Jernan, however, is at pains to stress how rare Earth apocalyptic impacts are, even if the probability is doubled or even tripled, saying there's no need for people to worry about this increased flux. We're saying large asteroid impacts more than 1 kilometer across went from 1 every 3 to 5 million years prior to 90 million years ago to roughly 1 to 2 every million years. Although this represents an increase, asteroid strikes are random events, so does not mean Earth is overdue for another collision. And additionally, NASA has a dedicated program for monitoring near-Earth objects, NEOs as they call them. All of the space junk that are potentially hazardous to Earth are being monitored, and there is the U.S. Defense Department who work with NASA who keep an eye on impact risks. The University of Southampton's Dr. Jernan believes we can learn a lot about Earth from looking at the moon. He said we can all see those pot marks on the moon, and it's just fascinating to look at them and think we can exploit data being collected as we speak to further our understanding of how our Earth has been affected by these events over time. This was from Tom Fish, Express UK, Sunbended Reality. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.